everyone, so I impulse bought a container for my garden, so I figured I'd show you what I got and then put it together. Now I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm gonna be using it in my garden anyway, and I can buy plants on an impulse. I typically don't buy containers on an impulse, but I came across this and it seemed like it would be a really good fit for what I want in my garden. I think I was looking up like rolling platforms, and then I saw, let me hold it up, this from the brand City Pickers. So it's obviously made for container gardening, and it's about 24 wide by 20 inches deep. It comes with wheels and it's self-watering. And the best part, it was only, I think it was $29.99, so basically $30. So for that price for something self-watering on wheels that looks nice, I feel like I couldn't pass it up. I had to try it. And if I really like this, then I can add even more to my garden. So there were a few different colors. I think this one is terracotta. It was between that and brown for me. That's the kind of color scheme I'm going with on my garden. And for some reason, the brown one was $10 more for reasons unknown. So that is why I went with terracotta. My plan for this, so the image that I saw, I'll probably put that up if I can find the image that I saw originally. It was from Home Depot and it had a tomato plant in it and then I think herbs in front. And that's basically what I'm gonna try to do with this. So I think I'm gonna try to grow for the salsa garden, the determinate tomato in here, and then 2 or 3 of the herbs in front of it. So that's going to be my plan. Now I don't know, again, where exactly this is going to go. I might swap out one of my grow bags, the 30-gallon grow bags on the front, move that to the back, which means I'd have to empty out some of the soil into here so that it's light enough for me to move. I'll figure that out at a later date when it's a bit warmer outside. But I figured now I'll kind of put this together, read through it a bit, because I haven't read through anything other than what I read online before purchasing it. And we'll kind of see what it looks like. So this is it directly out of the box. It's very lightweight. I can pick it up easily, which should be good because when I fill this with soil, that means that the container itself won't be adding too much weight. It'll basically just be the weight from the soil and the plants. But this is exactly how it came. I did cut off just these little things that were holding it together. So let's see here. These, I assume, are the instructions for putting it together. Should be easy enough, hopefully. This, I'm assuming, is for the self-watering. This is a net that goes on top, which I don't think you need to use. I think I saw some reviews where people weren't using it, but I think I'm gonna try. And then we have the wheels. So actually, this photo right here is the one that I saw online that made me want to get it. So there's the tomato plant in the back and then 3 plants in front of it. And that seemed like it'd be really great for a container garden. Okay, so reading the instruction packet, it says some interesting things in here. It does say, make sure that you're using potting mix and not potting soil. Then it says to add dolomite or garden lime to it, which I don't have. I'm not filling this up today anyway, but I'm wondering how necessary would garden lime be in order to grow successfully in here? I've obviously never used that as far as I know in any of my other containers, so let me know if you know anything about that. Maybe I'll try to find some if I can. And then it says for fertilizers, it's best to use dry granular fertilizer, which I think makes sense because obviously the water is going to be in the basin and that's going to pull it up. So I wasn't really sure like how liquid fertilizer would work. So I will stick with the dry granular fertilizer for this container. Now, as far as the actual steps, it says step 1, plan ahead. Kind of did that, not really. Gather materials, the garden kit, potting soil, water, worrying about that later. And then the dolomite and fertilizer, worrying about that later. Select a sunny spot. And then step 2, actually putting it together, place the screen, which is here, the fill tube, and then the casters onto the box. Step 3 is pack open corners of the City Pickers box with moist potting mix to ensure good wicking of the water to the plants. So I guess there's only one step, which is put it together. So I'll do that and then maybe I'll understand step 3 a little bit more. So wheels first seems like the best plan of action. Let's see if these stick in or I have to hammer them in. I think, let's see, did they go any further? Yeah, I can just push those in with my hands and body weight, so that was pretty easy. These wheels go in much easier than the plant caddies that I got from Amazon. Wheels in. I don't think there's any locks on these. So I don't see locks, which is a difference between my plant caddies and this, but should be fine. Now I put in this. And then this. Okay, so I had to watch 2 videos really quick on putting this together because the instructions basically just said, you know, put all these pieces in here, which showed this tube standing straight up, which if I let go of it, it doesn't stay straight up. So I wasn't sure if I had this on right, but I think I do. So inside here, you can see there's 3 corners that look the same, and then there's one that looks a little bit different. So this is where this rounded part of the screen goes, because that's the only side that has the rounded part. That goes in there, and then it looks like what I'm supposed to do is hold this up straight and then pack the soil around in the corner of this, and that's what helps keep it upright. So I'm not going to do that now since I'm not putting soil in it, but I think this is now all put together. And it's about 11 inches in height with the wheels on, so that's good when I'm looking for something lower on my deck. It is only, though, about 7 inches in depth, so I think I might still try one of the determinate tomatoes in here and do an indeterminate in the grow bag, but maybe I'll rethink that a little bit. I don't know. I have some time to figure that out before mid-May. So in general, that was really fast put together. I do wish the instructions were a little bit clearer about where the actual fill tube went and how you're supposed to hold that before filling it. The other instructions, or the rest of the instructions, say, so when I'm ready, I'm going to pack the open corners of the box with moist potting soil. Make sure it's moist beforehand because that'll help start the wicking action. And then I'm going to add a layer of the potting mix to within 2 inches from the top. So probably a little bit higher than where that line is right there. So not even filling it to the top, then that's not even a full 7 inches depth of planting. Then add the thin layer of dolomite and spread that evenly. Again, do I need that? I don't know, but maybe I'll try to find some. Oh, and then it says add moist potting soil until level with the top of the container. So I will have 7 inches of depth because it will be filled to the top. Mix the dolomite you already placed with the top 3 to 4 inches of soil. Create a 2-inch trough for the fertilizer. So actually, let me show you the photo. This one right here, a 2-inch trough, right down the center. Place the fertilizer in the trough. 2 cups synthetic, 3 cups of organic. So again, I'll be using granular fertilizer for this one. Step 9, mound additional potting mix over the fertilizer and 2 inches above the top of the City Pickers box. Then secure the mulch cover, which is right here, and I'll toss it in there for now. Cut the X's where you want to place the plants and for the fill tube. And then it says I can refer to their guide for plant spacing, plant the seeds, fill the reservoir and keep it fill. It'll be fill when you notice water flowing from the overflow holes in the side of the box. Add water at least once every day as your plants mature. So it probably will still go through water about once a day, but we'll kind of see how it goes. I am still interested to try this out. It seems like it's not overly complicated, but slightly more complicated than my other raised beds where I'm just throwing stuff in and then planting my plants. There's no digging of troughs or adding lime to it, but we'll see. I think this will be really good in my garden. I like the mobility of it. I think 2023 is going to be the year of both the fruit tree and of putting wheels on as many things as possible. I think I mentioned I have some larger dollies coming for, or not dollies, caddies coming for the grow bags, the 30-gallon ones, so I can move those around. I might move one over to the other deck. And then I still have more from my original pack that I got from Amazon to add to some of my other plants. So I think that's everything. Feels like a really short video because I didn't fill this up yet, but I will show you how I actually use this. It almost kind of reminds me of like a large litter box, so I won't put any soil in it now while it's sitting inside, but I'll wait till I move everything out. And that should be about another month because I don't think I'm gonna put any cool crops in here. I think I'm good with all of my cool crops and where they're at. I will just wait to use this with my tomatoes and the warm weather herbs. So that is everything for today. Let me know if you've used this before, any tips or tricks on it, if you do use the lime or not, if you follow kind of the instructions to a T, or if it just kind of works as regular raised bed also. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.